Hey, this is Elizabeth Shumagawa back from the Academic Support Center at Raritan Valley College. This is a second in a series of videos on Chapter 13.1 on circles. So example 57 here, they give you, they give you this problem, and this information is given. The radius is 3 and the center is -1, 5. And they want you to first of all find the equation for the circle and then graph it. So we're going to start with the equation. So if we recall, the general equation for a circle is x minus h squared, where h is the x component of our center, plus y minus k squared, where k is the y component of our center, is equal to r squared. So we're just going to plug these things in. The x component of our center is -1. X minus -1 squared plus y minus the y component, which is 5, is equal to r squared, and they tell us the radius is equal to 3. Okay, we can simplify this a little bit. This minus, the radius is, I got a little confused here. This is our radius is 3 squared. Okay, so this minus is just plus. So this is going to become x plus 1 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equal to 3 squared is 9. Okay, so that's the equation. Now we want to graph this again, as we did last time. First thing I want to do is I want to graph my center. My center is -1, 5, -1, and we're going to go up to 5. So this is my center. And now I'm going to go my radius in all directions. So my radius is 3. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3. That's a point. We're going to move down 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a point on my circle. Over 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a point on my circle. And up 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a point on my circle. And now we can go ahead and try and draw this. And again, I will try my best. To draw that circle. Okay, you can probably do better than I can on pen and paper and erase it, or you can use something to graph it. But that is number 57. There's problems in your problem set that are similar to that one. 63, 62. Again, there's ones that you need to do that are similar to this, and so they have this. Again, they just gave you this graph, and we want to put it into the general form of the equation. So the first thing that I did when I looked at this problem was to identify what these points here were. This point here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and -1. So this is 4, -1. This point here, again, is going to be 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, 1, -4. This point here at the far left of my circle, this is going to be -2 and -1, -2, -1. This point up here is going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. So we need to find where the center is. It looks like the center here, these points are -1, and this x value is 1. So it looks like the center is right here, right there. Let me do that a little bit better. We'll make this red. Is right here. And it looks like that value, or we know we can calculate that value from these 4 points, but also this is going to be -1. Oh, sorry. It's going to be 1, -1. Okay, so our center is equal to 1, -1. And our radius, how much is our radius? Well, if we start here, we go 1, 2, 3. So our radius is equal to 3. So now we can use this equation. We're just going to plug things in. This becomes x minus 1 squared plus y. We're going to minus a -1, so that becomes +1 squared is equal to our radius, which is 3 squared. Okay, a lot of times I've heard people say you change the signs. So here, this is a positive, so it's a negative, this is a negative, so this is, sorry, I'm pointing at my screen. This is a positive, so it becomes minus, this is a negative, so it becomes positive. Whatever way is easier for you looking at that, but we're gonna just do one more step here. This becomes x minus 1 squared plus y plus 1 squared is equal to 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, so again, we found the center, we found our radius, we plugged it into this general form of our equation. The last one that I want to take a look at in this video is here, where they give you an equation and want you to graph it. Okay, so again, from this equation, we want to find our center and we want to find our radius. So we're going to rewrite this again. This is x, this plus 5 is really like a minus 5, so that it's similar to our standard form of our equation. This is y minus 5 squared, and I'm going to rewrite this 25 as 5 squared. So now this is similar to our equation. So we can say our center, x minus what? X minus negative 5 is our x value of our center. Y minus 5, 5 is the y value of our center. And our radius squared equals 5 squared. So our radius is equal to 5. Okay, so now again, we're just going to go ahead and plot this circle. We have a center of negative 5, 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be our center. And we're going to go 5 in every direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a point on our circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a point on our circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a point on our circle. Maybe I should have gotten bigger graph paper so we weren't all the way at the edge. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a point on our circle. Okay, so now we can kind of try to draw a smooth circle through these points. Okay, as you guessed by now, my artistic ability is lacking, but you get the point. There we go. So that's our circle. We can go ahead and we can label these points. Like we can label this point here. This was 0, 5. This point up here is going to be negative 5, 10. This point down here is negative 5, 0. This point over here is going to be negative 10, 5. Okay, so you can plus and minus the radius to the x values and then to the y values. There's formulas for that. I'm graphical, I like to do it this way. But you can find those points and label them. But in this exercise, they were just asking us to graph it and to find the center and the radius. Okay, the final type of problem that's in your that you will be asked to do is a difference or completing the squares type problem. I'm going to save that for a separate video because that actually takes a little bit more effort, but there will be a third video on that. So when you're to that point and you need help with that, please take a look at that video. Again, we are at the Academic Support Center. We're here to help. If you need help, please reach out to us, either via email during the COVID-19 shutdown or in person at the Academic Support Center on campus when we are all back to normal. Okay, thank you.